一完成
我觉得如果顺利的话，还真的可以说去做完了，因为近期去完了。
近期完成。
我说如果顺利的话，还真做完了，因为马上就要完了。
但他什么时候面试？
但反正你们无论如何都是要去。
咱们就是这么打呗。
他可以给我们当司机。
看见吗？
那我肯定要去。抓住一切可以开车的机会。
来呀！
哎，等一下，
我们是
看到。
30号在顺德工作。
一口。
啊，太可爱了！
这为啥不能连个音箱？你跟 Jazz 熟吗？啊？你跟 Jazz 熟吗？
你们俩不是很熟。对啊。
Biggest watcher really talks.
小朋友他自己坚持。
Now it's QA, and if anyone has questions. And also, August is prepared if we don't have any questions. He has a song for us.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, we can hear the song first. Nervous waiting for us.
Love your film, so tender.
听不见，要往前。
Okay.
Thank you for translating them, Caillou.
Okay. Also, I want to introduce the translators. 169. 鸡腰汤，汤鸡。
Thank you.
Effie.
Hi, Effie. Thank you so much.
I love your talent.
I love you. I wish I could meet you guys.
Okay. Okay. I have a question. So tell us about the project, and also you mentioned a lot of projects in your film, and you're making film for the project. And What was the class like?
The Kave's class?
Yes, Kave.
Basically, he just asks you to make a movie every week about something from your life. Usually, if it's like a more personal thing that you don't want to talk about, he'll encourage you to make something about that. The things you normally avoid talking about. So that's what I tried to do, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious about the phone calls, because you choose a lot of phone calls in your film, and also the animation of it. Seems like it alters the some aspect of the phone call. What were you thinking when animating it? Do you feel like it slows down your reading of the phone call? It feels like it's an excuse to listen to the phone call again.
Yeah, I think so. I think in any movie, like even if it's not animated, you're trying to find like footage or video that goes well with the audio, or the opposite. Like if you have a video, finding audio that goes well with it. And so in animating, I feel like it's a way for like every second, every frame, you can like choose exactly what you want to show for that second of the audio. And there's movies where I feel like they do that with normal filming, but I don't know, I don't have like I'm not good at using the camera like that.
Okay. I see you. I'm asking the third question. I see you were talking about the limitation of your, let's say, tool. You kind of draw very simply, and yet your content is so wide ranged. I'm curious about how you're, let's say, self-discipline. How do you limit, and what does it mean to limit your tools? Seems like they're just simple line drawings sometimes, and a simple guitar and a phone call.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like usually I want to do more. Like I would like to add more to all of them, but I don't know. It's hard to, like, it's just sort of like what you need at first to get it across. All of the ones that I think you showed, like when I was making them, I had planned to add more to them, but it just like it doesn't seem like it's like necessary at a certain point. Maybe I'll go back and add more to it, but it usually starts with just like a sketch, and then yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
I don't know if that's okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's really general, but like, what does this whole process mean to you? Because for me, I see like a lot of getting back into trauma, your parents' trauma, and also like the reconciliation, the healing. So like, would this whole thing be a healing process to you?
I think so. I think it's a good, like I've been trying to do it with my friends, just to try to get them to like talk about things that are harder to talk about, and hopefully this is like a way to like. It's harder to do with people that are not like in your family, but I would like to try to like help people like talk about things like that they're holding that they don't normally talk about, that we can like turn into like a video to I don't know, I think sometimes it helps to like see it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, are you more like reluctant to talk about in real life, but use them use the films as a medium to get into, you know, like the things you don't usually talk about, and then speak to like your friends and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's very therapeutic then. For us too, for sure, for the viewers.
What was the last question?
Oh, wait, I didn't say. Oh, I was saying like the film is very therapeutic, like for you and also for the viewers.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hope that is like, yeah. Thank you. That's good, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very general question, and I'm not an art major, but why? So, is there a reason that you choose this medium, or I mean animation, or have you been trained to make animation, or that's your particular choice out of other choices or alternatives? For example, drawings or sculptures, novels, poems. Do you have ever considered? Yeah, the question of what media to be used here?
Yeah, I think I would like to try more things. Like, I think it would be helpful to know how to write better. Like, that's what I've been trying to do lately. Just because most of what this is like based on recording calls, which is hard. People don't really want to do that all the time, and so it's kind of hard to like record people all the time. So I think it would be helpful to be able to write out what I'm trying to make, and then I don't know. Like it's hard to get somebody to tell a story when you're just like on the call with. Like usually it takes hours of just talking to somebody to get like a little bit of audio that you can use. So it's a very like unclear process, and there's not really like a system that I have for it, which is kind of frustrating. So I'm just trying to like figure out a way to get into better practice again.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay,
Alina?
I'd like to ask you about the relation between voice and image. Actually, so what comes first, and how do you develop this kind of interaction between voice and image? Because the voice is super personal, and also with your voiceover, and like it feels very close. And, yeah. So how do you develop this?
The voice?
Yeah, the voice and the image. You work on the image, on the animation.
I usually start with a voice, like trying to record a story, or yeah, usually start with recording a phone call, and then choosing what images go with it. Usually I'll do like on paper, like make like a comic book sort of, based on like the moments in the phone call that are like the most like impactful, or like yeah, like just the highlights of the phone call.
The voice comes first.
Sorry, there's a car.
Okay, last question. We have a limited battery.
Sorry to waste the last question. A simple question is, the question is actually quite simple. In the father piece, you shared your experience of an accident you had with Sonali, and first of all, that piece is very powerful. And I'm just curious why the title is Father. Is there any relationship between that experience and to your dad?
Yeah, that was, the title, I don't know, like I just couldn't find a better title, I don't know. It was just like, I usually just name them after who the interview is. Yeah, and that was like my interview with my dad.
Alright. Thank you, August.
Thank
more?
you.
Okay, one more question? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Can I ask you? Well, I guess small pieces.
did you decide to use your frame sizes? Because they're all like,
No,
they're not full frame. Yeah, they're kind of chopped as part of the black screen. And the second quick question, if it weren't because of the class, would you make these kind of like this usually not talked kind of topics with your friends or family? Would you make these kind of videos onwards in the future if it weren't because of the class?
Yeah, I think I've been trying to, like, the class was a couple of years ago, and I'm still trying, like, the professor, is, all of his films are basically the same format, where you're just, like, addressing something that is, like, just addressing something that you've been meaning to address, I guess, with your family and friends, and I've learned a lot from just that way of making movies. I think it applies even if you're writing a story, just like kind of just addressing something that is not, I don't know. It's hard to explain exactly I don't know exactly what it is even that you're trying to address. Just like sort of under the surface, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm trying to do that all the time. The frame size thing, I feel like in most of them there's a moment where it goes from the small frame to the bigger frame. And I just think that's like a good way to show it's like a different scene. Like in the father one, it's mainly in the small frame, and then at the end, when it shows the actual phone call scene, it like the frame size gets larger. And yeah, it's just a way to show that there's two like scenes. I hope that it's clear.
Any more questions? Okay, one more.
The very simple one. Are you planning to continue working on the same manner with like animation, or like what
Yeah.
was basically yeah. Okay.
Or trying to get better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to figure out ways to improve the style.
Okay. Thank you, August.
Thank you. Is there one more question?
Okay. Bye.好，谢谢大家来。
这句话了是吗？
I never